Welcome back, Holistic Soul Sisters. It's me, Mandy Rose, your Relational Astrologer, and today's video is going to be a little bit different than the ones I normally do. I usually give you guys full and new moon videos and retrograde videos. I talk a little bit about the astrology of each planet. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I have all of my notes here, so many astrological notes, and I'm going to go over the month of June and the astro weather that we can expect. I thought this would be really helpful for you guys to understand the overall month and the astrological energy that's coming with it. If you go back and look at the video I did on the 2022 astrological forecast, when we got to the month of June, I talked about how June is a month of action, of getting things done, of doing all the things and manifesting that next level of your life. And so I wanted to break it down this month and help you better understand. All of our planets, like I mentioned, all of the planets I consider life coaches to us, and they're constantly trying to teach us lessons. And so that's how I'm looking at the sky and what is happening for the month of June. And I want to be able to pass those lessons on to you and help you make sense of what's coming up and what specific dates you might be feeling certain things. So this video is going to take a little bit different of a format. I would love your feedback. I would love if this is helpful. I want to put out videos that benefit your life and help you make sense of the chaos. So let me know, leave me some feedback, and I'll continue doing monthly overviews. And of course, over on Holistic Soul Sisters on Instagram, I'm still going to do What's in the Stars Saturday, where we break it down more in quick, easy, short format. But this is going to expand upon that and give you a lot more context. So we're going to go through each planet one by one, what they are doing in the month of June and how they are impacting us. And I'm going to give you specific dates as well. So let's first start out with the overall energy. We know that the sun is the most important celestial body to us. It gives us life, it gives us heat, it gives us vitality. It's what keeps us alive on planet Earth. So in astrology, the sun is a very important point in the chart. So let's start out with the sun in June. What is the sun going to be doing? So I'll pull up the chart here, and the sun is going to go from Gemini into the zodiac sign of Cancer on the 21st of June. So overall, when it does that, it is moving from Gemini, an air sign, into Cancer, a water sign. So the sun is going to cool off as it moves into Cancer. So after the 21st of June, we are going to feel calmer, we're going to feel cooler, we're going to feel more collected. And when the sun moves into Cancer, Cancer rules home and family, it rules nostalgia, it rules just wanting to be soothed. So we're going to go from buzz, buzz, buzz to wanting to just be hermits and wanting to stay at home and wanting to spend time with our family. So that will be a major energetic shift. When the sun moves into Cancer on the 21st of June, that is the summer solstice. It is the brightest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. It's when we kick off the summer months. And so there is this revitalization and this high energy with the sun illuminating most of the day. Some other dates that are very important in the sun's journey this month is the 14th of June, where we're going to have a full moon in Sagittarius. So that means that the sun will still be in Gemini and the moon directly across from it in the sky. You can see here from the chart of that day that we are going to have the illumination of the full moon in Sagittarius. If you have your 2022 Retrograde Astrology Journal, you can go ahead and read all about that full moon. I will be back here giving you a full moon video, way more in depth, but just know that on that day, we are going to experience the full moon at 23 degrees of Sagittarius. So you're going to want to go ahead and look at your birth chart and see if you have any placements around those points. On that day, also, the sun will be in a square to Neptune. Squares are hard aspects, and anytime there is a square, a decision needs to be made. The sun is our core. It's what lights us up, and it's our strengths and our weaknesses. And Neptune is all about illusions and our fantasy and deception. And so there's going to be some decision that has to be made, that we have to realize that we have to cut off something that we haven't been seeing clearly, that we are going to have to get away from illusion and fantasy thinking and do something that lights us up instead. And the other very important day this month for the sun is going to be the day of the new moon on the 28th of June. That will be a new moon in Cancer. Like I said, the sun moves into Cancer on the 21st. 7 days later, it will be at 7 degrees of Cancer, where there will be a new moon. Sun moves 1 degree a day. So 7 days later, on the 28th of June, we will have a new moon in Cancer. I find this to be the most beautiful new moon of the year. It is one of the most beautiful, calming days in the astrology of the entire year. So prepare for that new moon, new beginnings in the watery, emotional, sensitive, empathic sign of Cancer. So the sun this month is going to bring us a lot of vitality, energy, networking, thinking, creating, and communicating. It will move into calm, cool, collected, nostalgic, emotion, empathic Cancer. So the next planet we're going to talk about is Mercury. Mercury has been a hot topic. He is retrograde as we enter into June. We know Mercury's been retrograde in Gemini, and his journey, as we pull up the chart here, has been retrograding from the zodiac sign of Gemini back into Taurus. So as we kick off June, Mercury is still in retrograde, way back in Taurus, dealing with Taurus themes, right? So we just went through the eclipses in Taurus, bringing up money and finance and income and what we value and our sensuality and our love and who we love and what we love. All the Taurus things have been very potent in the astrology. And now Mercury is back here in the sky, helping us, Mercury, think, analyze, understand, learn what we want in those areas of our life. So he enters June this way, and 3 days later, on the 3rd of June, he comes out of retrograde. He's like, oh, finally, I've taught all the lessons, I've gone back over some things, and I'm gonna get back on track. So he gets back on track on the 3rd in Taurus, and it takes him 10 more days from the 3rd of June until the 13th of June to make his way back into Gemini. Mercury loves to be at home in Gemini. So when he gets back here on the 13th, he's like, at home, can get back to learning his lessons, and he feels really good. However, he's already been here. He retrograded from this point, so it's not until the 18th of June that he gets back to the point in the sky where he was on the day that he retrograded, and he can now move forward officially. So on the 18th of June, Mercury is completely out of retrograde, out of all retrograde energy, and we can properly move forward with our thoughts, our communication, creating new ideas, communicating and networking with other people. And that's going to happen at 5 degrees of Gemini on the 18th of June. And now he will be full speed ahead until the end of the month. So hold off on all Mercury things until then. We're gonna have to reanalyze some things and make sure we're structuring and making sure that our communication is clear and making sure that our ideas are practical and the things that we wanna create make sense. So just keep doing the inventory, keep growing your network, keep writing down your ideas, and on the 18th, we can move full speed ahead on all the things that we learned during Mercury's retrograde. Next, we'll talk about Mars. Mars, for the entire month of June, is in his home sign of Aries, where he loves to be. He's in his full power. Mars is our masculine energy. Mars is all about action and doing and creating and making things happen. He is the warrior that will fight with passion for the things that he loves. And when he's at home in Aries, he gets to be that. And Aries is like the energy of a toddler under 7. It doesn't think, it just acts. It's bold and it's fearless and it's spontaneous and it pursues the things that it wants. Think of a toddler under the age of 7. If it wants candy, it's going to kick and scream until it gets candy. And so Mars gets to be here and take action and run for its dreams. This is why I say that June is such an important month in the astrology, because we now get to take action. Mars, our masculine drive, our passion, our stamina, our energy is in the place in the sky where we can be a little bit more bold. We can be a little bit more fearless. We don't have to worry or be so scared. We can just do the thing. The Nike swoop, just do it. This is the time. And not only that, Mars has a visitor to his home, and that's Jupiter. Jupiter has not been back to Aries in 12 years. Think back in your life way back to 2010. What did you take action on? What new things came into your life? Because Jupiter is now back in this area of the sky. And remember, Jupiter is our planet of opportunity, expansion, growth, luck, prosperity. And here he is in the zodiac sign with Mars, who's like, let's take action. And Jupiter's like, cool, whatever you want to take action on, I'm going to bring the luck. I'm going to bring the prosperity. So you take action, you be fearless, and I'm going to make sure that it prospers. This is freaking amazing energy, and it's going to last for the entire month of June until Jupiter decides to go retrograde, which will happen at the beginning of July. So maximize this energy, figure out where Aries is in your birth chart. This is the area of your life that you're meant to take action, to move forward on, and to just quite honestly make shit happen, because it's going to turn out really good. Now, as Mars rolls through Aries in the month of June, there is going to be one day smack dab in the middle on the 15th of June where Mars, we can see here from the chart, is going to run into Chiron. Now, Chiron in astrology is an asteroid, and it represents our wound, our trauma, our trigger, the thing in this lifetime that we're meant to overcome so you can see it's symbolized by the key to unlock our happiness and no longer make decisions out of fear. Mars takes action. It makes decisions. And especially when it's in Aries, it's very decisive. I want this, I don't want that. I want to quit my job because I don't like it and I want to start this business. Like, do the thing. And so when Mars runs in to Chiron on the 15th, it's like, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to quit that job. I'm going to open that business. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then all of a sudden, boom, it hits Chiron. And Chiron's the wound, the trigger of like, oh my God, am I making the right decision? Oh my God, I shouldn't have quit my job. Oh my God, I'm not making any income. Is this business really going to fail? Oh my God, I just moved to a new city and now I don't know anybody. And was that a good idea? And the wound is going to come up. After you took action, after you got bold, after you got fearless, you're going to have to deal with the wound, the trauma, the trigger, the fear, and you're going to have to overcome it. So if in the middle of the month you start to get a little fearful, a little doubtful of your decision, work on the wound. What is the trigger? What is the real fear? And deal with it so you can move through the rest of the month, keeping on pursuing your goal. So that's it for Mars and his journey this month. Let's move on to Venus. Now, Venus is a very, very key player this month. We're going to talk about a lot of things that's happening to her. She is in the zodiac sign of Taurus. So we can see here from the chart, there is a lot of Taurus energy going on. Taurus is the main part of the sky that we're focusing on for the entire year of 2020. It is where the North Node, all the eclipses are occurring. It is where Uranus, the planet of sudden, jolting change, has been since 2019. So he is very comfortable, very at home here. He's been teaching us so many lessons since 2019 and until 2026. So now here we are in the month of June with all of these planets in Taurus. All of this potent energy going on. Like I mentioned, we have Mercury still here in Taurus. We just had the sun go through Taurus. We've got the North Node here. We've got Uranus here and Venus. So Venus loves to be in Taurus. This is her home sign. She actually rules two signs, Taurus and Libra. But when it comes to Venus, when she is in Libra, her home sign of Libra, she has to act a little bit more masculine. But when she's in her home sign of Taurus, it is all feminine flow. So she loves to be here and she's going to be here for most of the month of June. So starting out June, Venus in her home sign, bringing what? Beauty, pleasure, romance, love to this area of Taurus, which is our values, which is our income, which is our material possessions, which is our sensuality and our pleasure and our humanness. So this is such a feel-good energy. We're going to be in our feels. We're going to go with the flow. We're going to be luxuriating in life and wanting to be around people and wanting to love and wanting to taste good things and smell nice things and feel nice things on our body. Like, this is just such a good energy. While Mars is over there doing the work and creating all this prosperity with Jupiter, Venus is over here like, just enjoy life. Just feel the pleasure, right? Law of Manifestation 101. Act as if you already have it. Feel the joy, feel the love that you would get when your manifestation comes to reality. So that's what we're going to be doing this month. So let's talk about Venus's journey in the month of June. As we enter June, she is officially in Taurus. Now, on the 11th of June, she is going to run into Uranus, right? Like I just said, Uranus has already been here since 2019, and she will run into him on the 11th. This is going to be a very interesting day because Uranus is the rebel. Uranus is the one that wants to shake things up. He wants to be the revolutionary. He wants to jolt us into what we want. And Venus is pleasure and romance and our relationships. So this could be a volatile shake-up day for your relationship where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not meant to be in this relationship. I want to shake it up so I can have more pleasure. Or it's going to be a very electric, intense day for your relationship where there's this spark of energy and there's this revitalization, or you do something risky, or you do something out of the normal, or you do something that kind of reignites the passion in your relationship. So be very careful on the 11th as Venus runs into Uranus. A couple days later, on the 15th, she's going to run into the North Node of Destiny. Anytime a planet comes in contact with the North Node, it's the horseshoe that you see here in the chart, it is a destined event. So on that day, it is fated, whatever happens, people you come in contact with, Venus, beauty, love, harmony, relationships, money, values, material resources, Mother Nature, All those things, when it runs into the North Node, are going to be destined. You might meet someone you're meant to meet. You might get an opportunity for another job. You might get some other stream of income. Like, pay attention to what comes to you on that day in the areas that Venus rules, because it is destined as she runs into the North Node. A couple days later, on the 19th of June, she will be at 25 degrees of Taurus. This is in an exact square with Saturn. And remember, squares are hard aspects. Squares are when two planets are having a conversation and a decision needs to be made, because it reaches a peak, a point, right? At the tip of the square, the 90 degree is a peak, a point, a decision needs to be made. So you have Venus coming into a square with Saturn. Saturn is retrograde. Remember, tough love dad, going back over things. Saturn's all about discipline, commitment, boundaries, structuring things a certain way. And Venus rules our relationships and our money and our values. So where are you going to have to make a decision to choose your relationship or to create more boundaries? Or how do you find a way to take responsibility for the areas of your life that Venus rules? And then on the 22nd of June, she will leave the zodiac sign of Taurus and enter Gemini. This is where an entire shift of her energy comes in. Think of this, each planet takes on a version of themselves depending on what zodiac sign they're in. So when she's in Taurus, she gets to be her full authentic self. She gets to talk about money and our values and material resources. She likes to enjoy that nice bag, and she enjoys sensuality and pleasure. But then when she gets into Gemini, what she loves is the Gemini things in life. So Gemini, again, like we talked about earlier, is all about the mind. It's an air sign. So it's thinking, it's communicating, it's speaking, it's learning. So what Venus will take on as a planet is the energy of Gemini. She will love to socialize. She will love to be around people. She will love to embrace others, right? Just getting out in the world and learning new things and teaching things to others. So it's going to be her new vibe. So we're going to feel that as less indulgence, less chill, less sensuality, and we're going to want to get out and be with people and communicate and be on social media and teach others what we know. So enjoy the time that she has in Taurus. It is beautiful, it's romantic, it's sensual, it's luxuriating until the 22nd of June, where she will enter Gemini. Now remember, on the 21st of June, the sun leaves Gemini and enters Cancer, and on the next day, Venus will leave Taurus and enter Gemini. So we still have the Gemini flavor, it's just the sun is gone and Venus will enter it. So that is Venus's journey through the month of June. Running into Uranus, running into the North Node, having a conversation with Saturn, creating some boundaries and figuring out where she needs to take responsibility. And then she's going to officially move into Gemini. And the only other planets that I really want to touch on very quickly is Saturn. Saturn is in his retrograde. He starts out his retrograde on June 4th. It's going to last all the way until October. So for the entire month of June, other than the first 3 days, Saturn will be retrograde. Go ahead and catch my Saturn in retrograde video. I did an entire video on what we're supposed to be learning, what he's teaching us as a life coach during his journey through Aquarius, and some do's and don'ts that you should be aware of during Saturn's retrograde. So check out that video for more information. And on the 28th of June, we have another planet entering retrograde, and that is Neptune. The same exact day that we're having that new moon in Cancer. Neptune is the planet of illusion, of fantasy, of dreams, putting on the rose-colored glasses and just living your best life and not accepting reality. However, when Neptune goes retrograde, he's taken those rose-colored glasses off, and we're having to face the truth, having to face our reality, what we've created up to this point thus far, and accepting it and dealing with it and no longer living in la la land. So that retrograde can be a little challenging. Make sure you hit subscribe so when I put out that video, I'll also share with you guys not only the lessons that Neptune is trying to teach us, but also give you those do's and don'ts so that you make sure you learn the lesson during his retrograde. Don't forget, Pluto's still retrograde. He kicked off his retrograde way back in April on the 29th. So he's retrograde all the way until October as well. So we just have a lot of energy, shifts and changes going on in the month of June. The one very interesting thing in the astrology for the month of June is that we have 5 planets in their home sign. So if you look here in the chart, I'm going to highlight the 5 planets in their home signs. This is very unique. Some planets like Saturn come back to their home sign only once every 30 years. Neptune comes back to his home sign only once every 165 years. So it's pretty rare in astrology that you get 5 planets at the exact same time that are in their home signs. And that is Mercury in Gemini, Venus in Taurus, Mars in Aries, Saturn in Aquarius, and Neptune in Pisces. 5 planets in their home sign, super cool, which means they're in their full power, teaching us maximum lessons and really helping propel us forward into the next chapter of our lives. The eclipses this year are helping propel us into the next chapter of our lives. So June is kind of that go get it done month. Put your money where your mouth is and take action boldly, fearlessly, and pursue your dreams. Hopefully this video helped you guys. Let me know what you think. It's a different kind of format. It's a lot more information. I just hope it helps you guys in a different way understand the astrology of June. So give me your feedback in the comments below, reach out to me, and make sure you follow me over at Holistic Soul Sisters on Instagram so that you can get the What's in the Stars Saturday updates. If you'd like to do a birth chart reading with me, we can do astro forecast, we can break down your chart, we can do mini readings that just focus on the retrogrades, or you could do a compatibility reading and learn about your loved one, your child, your mother, your best friend, and understand them better through their astrology. You can find a link in the description box below to send me an email to request a birth chart reading. And of course, I'm over on TikTok at The Relational Astrologer, where I break down astrology content in a very fun way to help you have better relationships with others and, of course, yourself. All right, guys, thank you so much. Hopefully you get through the month of June smoothly. Let me know also in the comments below, what are you working on? What are you taking action on so I can cheerlead you from this side of the world? And I will catch you in the next video.